Hello everybody, hope that you are very well and welcome to this evening's Contenders livestream number 88. After a bit of problem getting it started, we're finally here, live, and all is good. I think everything should be fine in terms of the connection. Hello. Everybody looks like they're in and everything is okay. So this time it's working fine. So hello, welcome everybody, hope that you're well, and welcome to the stream this evening. I'm debating what to do tonight. We are currently at, let me just double check something really quickly. Yeah, so this is what I'm debating. I have planned for tonight fractals. And as you all know, like, people are really excited for the TPO series, Time Price Opportunity. We're going to be going through and teaching about TPO. We're going to be going through like the Igor sessions and everything to do with TPO, really, from the absolute beginning to the absolute end. And honestly, this is going to be like my best. I feel it's going to be like the best work I've done. I've put in a lot of hours into making all the content, and I know the exact date where I want to start it and the exact date where the TPO series will end. So I have all the lessons fully planned and the exact order and how everything's going to go. And I have basically a week which I need to fill. And one of these weeks for the contenders was going to be, I didn't know what I need to do something that I was going to put in it. So because we have decent volatility tonight, because there's a lot to talk through, I either have an option of putting in the like a kind of a filler week with some live trading today, or I could try it. I'm just thinking, because we actually have some decent volatility today, because we have a pretty good plan I could talk you through, I think what I'm going to do is use the week that I wanted to basically fill with I had nothing planned before the TPO series starts, rather than risking it for another week when we might not have volatility. I think for me personally, it makes more sense to move the fractal. That will then be put into the filler week. And today I'll just go through some sort of live trading. We have really good volatility. Obviously, Bitcoin moved 10% in just over 12 hours. So we've seen pretty decent volatility. There's a lot to go through. So I feel this is what I'm going to do on this stream tonight. And then I'll put back the fractal stream basically for the filler week that I had absolutely nothing planned for. So that's going to be what I'm going to do tonight. And this, for the fractal stream, will basically be moved back slightly. That basically will then give me a really good start for the TPO series, which I just want to give like full attention to for the whole of the length of time. I'll have no weeks with any gaps, and it will just be TPO until we obviously finish the TPO course. So that will make me really happy, and it will make you guys really happy as well. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm pretty happy that we can see this on Bitcoin volatility wise. So it's not going to be totally and we won't just be looking at sideways stuff. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. And let me just make sure you can all hear me okay. Yes, I guess everybody can absolutely hear me fine, because everybody's saying go for it. That's good. You all are interested in looking at live trading. So obviously we've got to do the legal disclaimer to start. No financial advice, obviously. I'm just going to go through the charts here in an educational way. Okay, but there are actually some really good insights that you can get from this nevertheless. So it won't be just a waste of time. It will actually be a pretty insightful time. So, this is the thing. Obviously, I'm doing a lot of public videos at the moment, and with the public videos, I never ever go into a lot of depth. I keep it I keep it very high level. Do not go into in depth at all, and it's kind of, there's information given, but I don't like to go very in depth on my public videos. So what we can do here is review this section here, especially what happened below the daily, how this was traded, then moving up to here, then moving on to what's happening right now, but with actually going into detail, so it's actually valuable and educational for you. There's a lot of insights that you can take from this in terms of reading the volume. Okay, in terms of reading the volume, in terms of reading the open interest, in terms of reading how we could recognize that this move was not to be shorted, and how to recognize what's actually happening right now. I feel there's there's a lot that we can take away from this. So let me explain it in a lot of detail. And as always, if you have any questions, we'll take the questions as we're going along, I feel, in today's live stream. Be a pretty nice one. So first of all, what I want to start off with is going over exactly what we're looking at in this section of the chart. Obviously, the whole framework that we have at the moment is built off of 3 daily levels. So in terms of our, as simple as you get, really, it really is as simple as you get. We had this daily at the low, we had this daily, we had this daily. We could have obviously added in this daily here as well. Okay, so that's obviously a daily level as well. So we basically have 4 main dailies. This one at 49,743 is like a smaller daily. Those 3 dailies have been our reference points pretty much for the last few weeks now of trading. And what happened yesterday? Well, if you can remember very well or not, we had this move up into the daily yesterday, which was obviously confluence with the CC. So really simply, you move up into the CC with a back test of the daily. Obviously offers you a short position. What happens in the end? You make your way back down below this daily, and this was pretty interesting. Okay, so this one was pretty interesting, what happened down and around here. And I always think you want to approach your trades in terms of, if you're in no trade, if you're in no trade, it's always a lot harder to take the next trade. For example, you think Bitcoin is breaking down heavily. You believe Bitcoin's going to break down heavily. Well, obviously the best trade was doing like I done, shorting the CC in confluence with the daily. That's a good confluence for a short. But the problem that you're going to be left with is if you didn't take that short and price drops, price dropped there nearly 5%, and you're not in a short position, but there's a possibility that Bitcoin's going to say $40,000. You don't want to be left on the sidelines, do you? And hold from 47,000 all the way to 40,000. That's going to be pretty damaging to your portfolio. So you're left in a position where you have to get more aggressive on your shorts, don't you? Because you don't want to be left in the position of left out of the market and holding all the way to the downside. It's going to be pretty damaging. So you have to be more aggressive on your shorts. So I understand why people are shorting the back test of this daily. It's been our bet reference level for the past 3 weeks. So I can absolutely understand why there are people shorting at this zone. What can you look at in terms of your open interest and your volume statistics? One thing that absolutely screamed to me why you don't want to be overly aggressive, even though you might be feeling a little bit of it, you've missed out. Why don't you want to be overly aggressive on trying to get into a short and essentially panic selling or panic shorting, FOMO shorting, thinking, oh my God, I need to short because it's going down lower? What was a sign that you could look at here essentially of why actually was there a likelihood that we will be breaking up from here? Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's nothing new. It really isn't anything new. What we had here was the back tests of the daily, but the move down was on a decrease in open interest. So you decrease in open interest as you move down. That's already a bullish sign, because it's bearish if you move down with increases in open interest. It's bullish if you move up with increases of open interest. But if you move down below the daily with a decrease in open interest, you're essentially just stopping out people. Bullish reason number 1 of why you didn't want to get too aggressive, and period. Reason number 2 why you might have not wanted to get so aggressive. Look at this. CVD divergences building. Yes, you were making slightly lower lows, but if you look at this in terms of the amount of selling that you had going on here in relative terms, and this is where you can kind of get a little bit of experience, I suppose. You can see here, you are, it's not really bearish divergences, but the relativeness of the lows that you're making is not substantial. You have the $47,000 point of control, which is massive support. And as well as that, you see the amount of selling that's happening here is really big. 22 million at this low, 30 million at this low, 16 million at this low, 14 million at this low, 94 million on this low. On the original breakdown, 124 million. So if you look at the delta is very low, but price is not really moving down. So what do we say here? Price is there's massive shorts entering the market, but is price doing a good job at moving down lower? Hopefully you can answer that. There are multi-million shorts entering here, but is price making a good attempt at moving down? We're on the 1 minute chart. You cannot even break the lows. I would say price is not making a good attempt at moving down with millions of shorts opening, with the open interest originally climbing down. I mean, I was actually shorting each backtest of the daily, but I was scalping it. Where was the reason? As soon as you took this, as soon as you come back above the daily, you really should have been in the position of knowing to yourself, stop shorting this. I would have been thinking to myself, okay, this is not, you no longer want to keep on shorting this. Okay, start to build up here, increases in open interest, increases in volume. You break through the level, you back test it. So you break through, you backtest resistance into support, you move up again, you continue to get your increases in open interest. And look at this whole move. This whole move that you saw, look at the open interest. The open interest is increasing. E.g., I really do not think, personally, I didn't short any of this. I can say, hand on heart, I did not short any of this rise. None of that rise was shorted from myself. Why? I recognized we were in a short squeeze. I recognized the open interest was increasing. I recognized the volume's increasing here. E.g., you don't want to short that. Okay. One other thing, and this is where experience is really, really, really helpful. And, it's these sort of tips that you just can't get from a trading book. And one tip that I will tell you in trading Bitcoin, which is a really, really, really helpful tip, is if you break a level such as the daily, you break a big reference level, and you spend time below that level, it's a lot more, in this case, bullish. If you break a level and you hold it for a significant amount of time, here we held it for 6 hours. If you break a big reference level for a significant amount of time, and then you get back above the level, that should magnify the move. Okay? If you come down below a big reference level and it's instantly reversed, that's never going to get as much follow through as if you break a big reference level, hold it for a fake out and then break back above. That is going to get a lot more follow through to the upside as if you just do a quick V shapes. Why? Well, think about it. It's not that difficult. If you break a big reference level and hold it for a significant amount of time, you are then going to be trapping a lot of people when you come the other way. So as soon as you come back above this daily, you have millions and millions and millions of trap shorts down at the lows. What are they going to do? They're forced to cover their positions and buy. So you've then got a lot of people that are trapped down here. They're forced to buy. You see a lot of people, in my perspective, this is an acceptable short, but as soon as you break above it, that's a long position because this is a deviation from the range. So you've got people closing their shorts. You've got people opening new longs. E.g., this is a really good, obvious level that you should be looking, you really should be longing. There is zero reason to be shorting any of this move. Even this, where we were hovering around this daily, I did not short this. If you watched my public update from this morning, I give that sort of information. I was not had zero interest in the world of shorting this. Why? I recognize that we're in the middle of a really powerful move up. Look at the open interest. This is really